you want to improve your accent, if you want to improve your listening comprehension, then these are the videos for you. They're very unique. You will not find other exercises like this on the internet. We are practicing with real life people who are trying to improve their listening comprehension and their accent through pronunciation, accentuation, and intonation. And if you want to do that, you can come along with us right now and you can watch these videos and practice with us. And if you would like to participate, just click on the link in the description to the Discord group. The first two people who volunteer once the video starts are the two people who get to practice with us on that day. And if you find these videos helpful, remember to press the like button and also subscribe. I need your help to grow my channel. It's a very unique channel. Well, now let's get started and let's improve our English accents and our listening comprehension. Can you tell us what's happening in this picture?
So I see a man with a black hat and carry his um, suitcase
Okay,
in his hands.
when you're describing a picture, you usually will use present progressive. So if you want to talk about carry suitcase, how will you say that in present progressive?
Uh, the man is carrying his suitcase in his hand.
Let's say it again.
The man is carrying his suitcase in his hand.
Okay. So the man is carrying the suitcase in his hand. All right. What else do you see?
Yes, and I see, and on opposite direction, a train is coming.
Hmm.
Uh, a train is coming with a with a with the light.
Okay. So the lights are on.
Lights are on.
Okay. Any
Lights are on, and a train is coming, and with lights are
okay.
on.
Go ahead.
And and also see in the left side there is a old house. Uh,
That's a train
uh,
station.
uh,
That's a train station.
okay, so the sitting is in the train station, and and c- this is the counter, or this is the living house.
It's what?
This house is living, or is the counter house,
No,
means
nobody lives.
where the
That's
tickets are.
that's where you buy the tickets, and if the weather is bad,
Yeah.
you can sit inside and wait for the train. So if it's raining or snowing, you can be warm and
Okay.
sit and wait there for the train. I grew up in a very small town, and that's exactly how the train station looked in my little town.
Yes.
So it's very
Because
typical.
in my country,
Mm.
there is no train,
Mhm.
and so it is not. Um, I'm not expert. I'm a little idea,
Mm.
just not broad.
So,
So,
oh, well,
uh,
because I know that India has a
so
lot. I know that Nepal and India are different countries, but India has a lot of. India is famous for trains, right?
yes, yes, India, yes,
Not Nepal. There are no trains in Nepal.
N- yes, no trains,
Hmm. Okay.
only buses.
How will you describe the weather? What is the weather like in this picture?
So there mm, is a dark, gloomy,
Mm-hmm.
and the high moisture in the atmosphere,
Moisture. Okay, but you
and
know
is
that's called fog. That's fog. It's foggy. It's foggy.
foggy.
Foggy. Foggy.
It's
It's very
foggy.
foggy outside. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is foggy outside, and there are
Okay.
trees,
Trees.
yeah, trees on. either side of the leaks of the train.
On either side of the what?
Leaks,
What is that?
leak, train leaks.
What does that mean? Leaks?
Train leak means train tracks.
Oh, the tracks. Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
yeah, you would call them tracks or rails. Either way, tracks or rails.
Okay.
So there are trees on
Oh,
either side of
train
the
rail.
rails or the tracks.
Yeah,
Okay.
the tree.
Is
Yes.
there anything else you want to say about the picture, or is that your description?
Yes, this is.
Okay. So now we'll go to Mr. Alex. Are you there, Mr. Alex?
Yes,
Oh,
I am here.
all right. So I asked ChatGPT, I said, give me the first line of our story. Okay. Can you read the first line of the story? And also, but while you're doing it, try to think what are the important words and try to give them special emphasis. Try to make the big, small pattern we've been
Okay, okay. As, as the fog is thicken around the abandoned station, the sound of slow footsteps echoed on the wooden platform.
Okay. Now that word fog, what letter does that word end with?
As the fog, og,
What is that final
og,
what is that final sound? Is
g,
is that a
the
sound that
fog,
you push out of your mouth or is that a sound that you eat? The G.
fog, eat.
Okay, so what happens to the vowel sound if you have to eat the G? What does it do?
It, it be a longer vowel,
Uh,
be a longer vowel
so
sound.
it's
As a
fog.
fog,
It's fog. It's a
as,
big long sound.
okay. As fog thickened, as fog thickened around the abandoned station,
Hmm.
the sound of a slow steps the sound of a slow footsteps echoed on the wooden platform.
Okay, now give us. So here we'll look at the picture again, and now you have to tell us what is the next line. You have to create your own sentence here. So give
Mm,
us the next line. As the fog
okay,
thickened around the abandoned station, the sound of slow footsteps echoed on the wooden platform, and then what?
and then a man appears
Mm-hmm.
carrying a bag in his hand, is waiting for the train,
Okay. Now,
and
go ahead. And what?
the train will nearly pass by the man.
So the train didn't stop.
I don't know, maybe.
I, okay. Well, first of all, it's funny because when Pachu was describing the picture, he used present progressive because when you're looking at a picture and you're telling me what's happening in the picture, you use present progressive. But when you're telling a story, probably you would use simple past most of the time. It depends on what's happening in the story. But you wouldn't use the present or the present progressive if you're telling a story. You would probably mostly be using the simple past. Can you tell that again, but try to think about I have to use the simple past. What did you say? A man,
A man was standing by the what we call it
the train station
the track.
by the track. So a
Yeah,
man. Well,
I-
okay, but use the simple past. Don't use past progressive. Uh, how would you say a man was standing in the simple past?
okay. A man stands
What
by the track.
what is the past of stand?
Stood.
Stood. Okay, so a man stood where?
A man stood by the track.
By the track, and then what happened?
He was waiting for the train.
Okay.
And the train comes. or pass by.
Because he was waiting for the
I heard
train.
it.
And then what?
And the train appears.
Okay, what is the past of appear?
Appeared.
Appeared. Okay.
Hmm.
And then what? Is that it?
That's something I'm not good at. To describe something in Britain. I'm not good at describing. No,
Was there something else you wanted to say?
no.
No, that's it? Okay. So here, uh, so I'm going to put what you wrote into Chat GPT, and then it will tell us the next line. Okay. Let's see. Okay. This is what Chat GPT said. So I'm going to add this to our story, and then we'll take a look at it. Then we'll go to Mohammed. So Mohammed, you better start thinking about how you want the next line of the story to be. Wait, whoops, that's not right. Okay. All right, so we have its rusty wheels screeching to a halt. Do you know that word screeching, Alex? Have you seen that word before? Screeching?
Just, just can just
That's what?
in the rusty wheels. The screeching mean make a noise.
It's a very high noise, like ee.
Mm,
It's that noise. Have you seen that word before? Screeching.
mhm, mhm, mhm.
What does the word halt mean? Halt.
Halt. I saw that word before. Screeching to the halt.
Halt means stop.
Oh, stop,
Hmm.
stop.
So screeching to a
Stop.
stop. Ee,
Screeching
until
to
it stopped.
a halt.
Halt means stop. All right. So it's rusty wheels screeching to a halt. Can you say that and pick out the important words? Try to use accentuation when you say that phrase.
It's rusty wheels scratching to a
Now
halt.
you have to be careful.
So rusty
Scratching
mm,
is this. Okay, this is scratching. Screeching is a sound.
screeching, yeah,
That's
sorry,
screeching.
screeching to a
Mhm.
halt.
Screeching to a
Mhm.
halt. It's rusty wheels screeching to a halt. Say it like that.
It's a, it's rusty wheels screeching to a halt.
Okay, and then but when the doors opened, what are the important words?
When the door, when the doors, when,
Okay, but when the doors,
but when the door, oh yeah, when the door opened,
uh-huh. And what is the final part?
no one was inside.
No one was inside.
No one was inside. Yeah.
All right, Mohammed, what happens next in our story?
Okay, can I see the screen?
Let's see. You want to see the picture?
Yes.
Okay. You need some inspiration. Here's the picture. So the rusty wheels screeched to a stop, screeched to a halt. The doors opened and no one was inside. So what happens?
Alt is like a stop.
What?
Alt is like stop.
There's a.
Alt is the word.
Let's go back to the the word halt means stop. It's another way to say stop. Halt. So if it says that the train screeched to a stop, to a halt, uh, have you ever been up near a train before, Mohammed?
Yes.
Yeah. And you know they can be very loud,
Yes.
right? Especially when they're stopping. They make that noise.
Yes.
That screeching, that sound is screeching. screeching to a halt. It made that sound and then it stopped. Do you understand?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, it's rusty wheels screeching to a halt. But when the doors opened, no one was inside. What happens next? Can you tell us?
Can I see the
You want to
picture?
see the picture again? Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Just describing or make it like a
It's
story.
a story. So tell us, use your imagination and tell us what happens next.
Okay, this man is a detective
Okay.
who is waiting for the train
Uh-huh.
to arrive to New York so he can investigate in a public crime.
So wait, he's going to New York to investigate a crime?
Yes.
Okay. So what is his name? Detective Smith? Detective Jones?
Okay. Jones. Okay.
What is his name?
Jones.
Okay, so what does he do? Does he get on the train? How will you tell me?
Yes, he rides the train, get on the train.
Okay, so tell me. So Detective Jones, tell me a complete sentence in the past.
Detective Detective John has waited until the train arrived.
Okay.
After that, he go into the train.
Okay, how would you say go into the train in the past? And there's a phrasal verb
Uh,
you have
g-
to use to talk about entering the train. What will you say?
Entering the train
Yes, you
or
go.
get in.
Okay, and in the past, how would you say? Actually, get in is for a car. But if you're talking about a bus or a train or an airplane, you say something different. What is it? Do you know?
Get
Get
on.
on. You're right. So get in is
Get
only for cars and helicopters. Everything else is uh, get in is only for cars and helicopters, and get on is for everything else. So Detective Jones, tell me in the past, what did he do?
was waiting for the train until it arrived.
Uh,
Then got
he
on the
he
train.
got on the train. Detective Jones got on the train. Got on the train. And where is he going?
His destination is New York.
Okay, so he got on the train to New York. To New York. To investigate what? What is he investigating? What kind of crime?
Uh, like a public crime in this time.
Like what kind of public crime? Murder? Oh, what do you mean
Uh,
public?
uh, maybe the death of Elvis Presley.
Okay, so to investigate the death of Elvis Presley. Okay. So let's read that sentence again. Wait, of Elvis Presley. Let's read the sentence that we just made. Okay, but think about the important words. I don't want to tell you what the important words are. I just want you to try to figure it out for yourself. How will you get that
Okay.
big small rhythm?
Detective Jones got on the train to New York to investigate the death of Elvis Presley.
Okay. So, uh Detective Jones got on the train, got on the train to New York to investigate the death of Elvis Presley. Okay, Pachu, you're going to be next. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Chat GPT to give us one more line. Let's see, what next? But Pachu, I want you to be thinking about. Wait. Okay. So first, let's see what ChatGPT gave us. Here's the next line for our story, which is, Pachu, can you read? What does it say? As he stepped.
As he stepped into the dimly lit carriage, he noticed an elderly man in a sequined jacket humming Hound Dog. The man stopped and looked up and said, "Your lad is not dead, you know."
Okay, so that's late. Late. That's your favorite sound. Late. Great.
Light,
Mm-hmm.
light.
Sequined jacket. Let's take a look at that for a minute. Sequined jacket. Sequins are like this. It's very shiny. So let's see. So this is a sequined jacket. You see how it's shiny? Let's see if we can find another picture
Yeah.
of a sequined jacket. So that's something Elvis.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
something Elvis would probably wear, right? A sequined jacket.
Yeah.
These are sequins. It's very shiny. Okay,
Okay.
let's see. So let's go back to the story here. So we have Detective Jones got on the train to New York to investigate the death of Elvis Presley. As he stepped into the dimly lit carriage, what does that mean, Pachu, if the carriage is dimly lit?
No, I have no idea.
Dim, that word dim means very, very little light. Okay, so
Okay.
it
Yes.
means like dark. If we look at the phrase dimly lit, let's look at pictures for a minute so you can imagine how it looks. Dimly lit. These are dimly lit things. Look, this is a dimly lit bedroom. Not very much light. See, these are dim.
Okay.
Dim is sort of the opposite of bright. It just means a little bit of light. You see, this is a, here's a
Yes. Yes.
this is a dimly lit street. You
Yes.
see that? Okay.
Yes.
So let's go back to the story. So as he stepped into the dimly lit carriage, he noticed an elderly man. What's the difference between saying an old man and an elderly man, Pachu?
Yeah. I think both are same.
Well, they are pretty much, it's more polite to say elderly. It's a little bit rude to say old. Like, so if you say an old man, that sounds a little bit rude. But if you say an elderly man, that's more respectful.
Oh, yeah.
So that's really the
Yes.
difference.
Yeah.
What is humming? So he noticed an elderly man in a sequined jacket humming. Do you know
Yeah.
humming? Do you know what that means? Hum.
In a bright jacket.
What?
Humming means, yes, humming sound.
Humming is like hmm. That's humming,
Yeah. Yes.
right? So and hound dog,
Yeah.
that's an Elvis Presley song. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, rocking all the time. That's a famous Elvis song.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
So he stepped into a dimly lit carriage and he noticed an elderly man in a sequin jacket humming Hound Dog. The man stopped, looked up, and said, "You're late. He's not dead, you know." I have no idea what that means. I don't know why it says that. Okay, but now you have to come up with the next line for the story. What do you do after that? That's obviously Elvis. Elvis is on the train. Do you even know? Do you
Yes.
know who Elvis is? Pancho. Okay.
Yes. Is a rock.
Yeah, from
Is a rock
a long
band
ago.
singer.
So what is the next line? Give it one
So
line.
so the police surprised to see the man
Mm-hmm.
and who is singing the Elvis Presley song "Hound Dog,"
Okay. Use a verb.
and
You have to use a verb because you said the police surprised to see, but there was no verb there.
uh, police surprised to
Yeah,
see
but
the man.
to see is a verb, but it's not the principal verb. You need to have a verb there. You've got an adjective, surprised, but you don't have a verb. So you can say the police officer was surprised. You have to use a verb there. You can't
Okay,
say the police surprised. You have to say he was surprised.
the police was surprised to see
Hmm.
an elderly man was humming hound dog,
Okay.
and he suspected uh, that man, and there are many thoughts on the mind of the police whether Elvis Presley, the man is Elvis Presley or not. So so the police thought that uh, yes, we have an idea
Hmm.
to recognize that the man is actually Elvis Presley or not.
Okay.
So
Let's try to keep it. No, we could put all of those words into something very simple. What is a verb that means you ask yourself a question? There's a very common verb that you use when you want to say, I'm asking myself a question.
so uh, uh,
Wonder.
okay, I wonder the man is Elvis Presley or not in his mind.
Okay. Yeah, but you don't have
I
to say in
wonder.
his mind. We understand that part. So you can say,
Okay.
and the detective was wondering
Wondering. Yeah,
if
the detective was
man
wondering.
was really Elvis. See, and then that's very simple. If you just use that one verb, you can say all of what you were saying with just that one little verb. The detective
Okay.
was wondering if that.
Uh, the detective was wondering
Mhm.
if that man was really Elvis.
Okay. All right. So
Uh,
we'll stop there. So the detective was
okay.
wondering. So the detective was surprised to see the
Yeah, surprised. Yeah.
the man humming hound dog, and the detective was wondering. Well, I guess we can just say he, right? And he was wondering if the man was really Elvis.
Oh, he was. Yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
we'll do
yes.
one more around. Okay, so and then we'll practice these words that I have down here, and then we'll finish. So we'll do Alex again, and then Mohammed again, and then Pachu again, and then we'll finish. Okay. So
Okay.
and then
Yes. Okay.
we'll practice the vocabulary words that we've done. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this part into Chat GPT and get the next line, and then let's see. The before he could ask. All right, Alex, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Let me make sure that we can see what we're writing here. Okay, so here this is this is what Pachu said. He said the detective was surprised to see the man humming hound dog, and he was wondering if that man was really Elvis. And then this is the next part that ChatGPT gave us. Can you read it? And again, think about which words should you emphasize in your phrases.
Okay. Before he could ask, the man leaned closer and whispered, "If you are looking for answer, meet me in the dining car. But be careful, there are people on the train who don't want the truth to come out." Then just as quickly appeared, the man vanished into the shadows of the next cargo.
Okay. So uh, let's do the first part. Before he could ask, which words am I emphasizing in that phrase? Before he could ask.
Before before he could
Uh, I think before and ask. Before he could ask. Before he could ask.
before, before he could ask,
The man leaned closer and whispered,
the man leaned closer and whispered,
"If you're looking for answers, meet me in the dining car."
"If you're looking if you're looking for answers, meet me in the dining room in the dining car.
Mm-hmm. But be careful.
Be careful,
But be careful.
but be careful.
Okay. Uh, there are people on this train who don't want the truth to come out.
There are people on this train who don't want the truth to come out."
Then, just as quickly as he appeared, the man vanished.
Then, then just as quickly as he appeared, the man vanished,
What does vanish mean?
disappeared.
Okay. The man vanished
His
in the
also
shadows
disappeared.
of the next carriage.
The man vanished into the shadow of the next carriage.
Okay. And so now you have to think about what happens next.
Hmm,
What happens next after that?
Okay, then the detective, yeah, start to search for the man.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the
Uh,
detective. Let's see.
he, he,
The detective. Then what happened? Can you say that again?
the, det- then the detective start to looking for the
All
man.
right. Now, so we're telling a story, so we have to use the past tense.
Okay, yeah, the
Oh,
detective started to look,
okay.
or the detective searched for the man.
Which one do you want?
It's up to you.
No, this is
Started to
your
look.
story. It's not my story.
I don't mind. I'm not good at telling stories anyway.
Okay.
The detective started to look for the man.
Okay.
He went from car to another to the second one.
Okay. You can say it like this. He went from car to car, like that. That's all you have.
He went from car to
He
car. Yes.
went. Whoops. He went. He went from car to car. All right.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yes, he went from car to car.
Okay. So we'll stop there. All right. So now I will ask.
Was
Go ahead.
was hoping to know the truth.
Okay. He went from car to car. I think that we could just say hoping to know, hoping. Uh, let's do this. Here's an expression: to get
Okay.
to the bottom. Uh,
To get to the bottom. Yeah. To know what. Yeah.
have you
To
seen
get
that
the bottom of
before?
the
Have you
story.
have you seen that phrase before? To get to the bottom. That means like to find the
Yes.
truth. I think we talked
Yes.
about that a few weeks ago.
Hmm.
So to get to the bottom of this mystery. Okay, can you read the
Of
read
this
read the whole
mystery. Yeah.
thing? So the detective
The detective started to look for the man. He went from car to car, hoping to get the bottom of this mystery.
get to the bottom of this.
Get to the get to the bottom of this mystery.
Okay. All right. So now we will go to. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to give us the next line, and then we'll go to Muhammad. And let's see. So I'm going to Mohammed. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay. So this is what ChatGPT gave us. Uh, can you read it? What does it say? And try to think about which words are special and deserve special attention and emphasis. Which sounds?
Okay. Before he could make sense of it, the train jolted suddenly, and the lights flickered. A voice crackled over the intercom. We know you are here, detective. Turn back while you still can.
Okay. So now in that first phrase, before he could make sense of it, what are the important words?
Make uh, before he could anti-sense.
Well, make sense of something. That's a phrasal verb. Make sense of something. Do you think that's a literal phrasal verb or is that an abstract phrasal verb? Make sense of something.
Uh, Literal.
Yeah, it's literal. Literal. So which word would you emphasize and make sense of?
Uh, Sense.
Yeah. Make sense of it.
Make sense of it.
Before he could make sense of it,
Before you could make sense of it.
the train jolted suddenly.
The train jolted
What
suddenly.
does jolt mean? Do you know that word jolt?
Not really.
Jolt could mean like a sudden movement, like a sudden push or a sudden pull. So, can you imagine if you're on a train and then suddenly they stop? That's getting jolted. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes.
What are the important words in that phrase? The train jolted suddenly.
Jolted and suddenly.
Okay. So, how will you read that phrase if those are important words? Just focus on the big sounds.
The train jolted suddenly.
Jolted suddenly. Jolted suddenly.
Jolted
The
suddenly.
train jolted suddenly.
The train jolted suddenly.
Before he could make sense of it, the train jolted suddenly.
Before he could make sense of it, the train jolted
What
suddenly.
does that mean that the lights flickered?
Like command book.
Yeah, yeah. Just in case, just in case people watching are not familiar with that word flicker, I think it would be helpful if we just look at what that means. Okay, so for example, here is a picture of something flickering. This light is flickering. It's going on and off and on and off. That's a flickering light. Okay. So before he could make sense of it, the train jolted suddenly and the lights flickered. What is the next line, Mohammed?
A voice crackled over the
What do
intercom.
you think that means? A voice crackled over the intercom. What does crackle mean?
Crackle. Don't know this word.
That's like if you're on an airplane or a train and they talk, the intercom. Those are the speakers. Crackling is that
Yes.
sound. That's crackling, right? Can you when you hear the driver, the conductor of the train talking, can you understand them usually?
Not all the
No,
time.
usually
Yes.
it's really bad, right? There's a lot of crackling
Yes.
and you can't understand them. So the voice crackled over the intercom. Intercom, that's the speaker system. Okay.
Okay.
So what are the important words in that phrase? A voice crackled over the intercom.
Crackled and intercom.
So can you read it? No.
A voice crackled over the
Okay,
intercom.
but you have to give special emphasis to crackled and intercom. The voice crackled over the intercom like that.
A voice crackled over the intercom.
Okay, and then what is the next phrase? We know you're here.
We know you here, detective.
Okay. And what are the important words in that phrase?
No, and here, and the detective.
Okay. So how will you read that if those are important words?
We know you're here, detective.
We know you're here, detective.
We know you're here, detective.
And then we have a phrasal verb, turn back. Turn back. What do you think that means? Turn back.
Turn, like look at me.
Go away. That means
Turn.
go the way, turn around, go away that you came. Leave here. It means leave.
Okay.
So can you say that again? Turn. What do you think? Is that? Do you think that's literal or do you think that's abstract?
Literal.
Literal. Literal.
Yes.
Okay. So which word would you emphasize?
Back. Turn
Turn
back.
back. Turn.
Turn
Yeah, that
back.
means go away. Go the way you came. Turn around. Turn back. Leave. Turn back. And what other important?
Turn.
Go ahead.
Uh, still. Still can.
Okay, you're right. Still would be a word that you want to emphasize. Turn back while you still can.
Turn back while you still can.
hmm Okay. And can you add one more part to the story, Mohammed? What happens next?
The tr- the train stopped
hmm
and the suspect jumped from the train
Okay.
and the detective followed him, run after him,
Okay. How would you say run after him in the past?
run after him,
What is the past of run is irregular.
ran.
Okay. Ran after him.
Yes.
The train stopped and the suspect jumped from the train and the detective, let's see. We've got too many ends. The train stopped. The suspect jumped from the train and the detective ran after him. Okay. Can you say that? Read that phrase again, but focus on the important words.
The train stopped and the suspect jumped from the train and the detective ran after him.
Okay. All right. So let's see. We'll put this in. I'll ask ChatGPT to give us the next line. So we'll do one more pachu, and then we'll practice our vocabulary words, and then we're done. So let's see. Let's turn on. Let's see. Pachu, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see. Oh boy. Wait a minute. This is maybe we're all because ChatGPT just gave us a very long. I think he gave us the ending, so maybe we won't make any more. Let's see. And the detective ran after him into the dark. Okay. I think that probably we won't even. Let's see. Pachu, can you read what happens next in the story? Do you see this? So the train stopped. The suspect jumped from the train, and the detective ran after him. And what happened next, Pachu? Can you read that?
Can you make bigger, sir? Okay. Okay. Into the dense forest that surrounded the
What does
tracks.
that mean, dense forest?
The moon
Let's go step by step here. What does dense forest mean? What does dense mean?
is mm, a lot of trees.
Okay, yeah, a lot of trees. So if we say the detective ran after him into the dense forest that surrounded the tracks, what are your important words?
Is a dense forest and the tracks
Okay.
surrounded also.
Okay, so if you had to choose between dense and forest, which word would you choose to be important?
Is a
Okay,
dense
so how would you say into the dense forest? Pronounce that like one phrase, one word.
into the dense
Into the
forest.
dense forest. Okay, and then how would you say that surrounded the?
That surrounded surrounded the
Okay,
tracks.
but surrounded is an important word. And which
Yes,
syllable has all of the sound in that word? Surrounded.
rounded,
Round, round, surround.
round,
Can you
surrounded.
say that surrounded the?
The surrounded the
Into the dense forest that surrounded the.
into the dense forest that surrounded the
Into the dense forest that surrounded the tracks.
into the dense forest that surrounded the tracks.
Okay, can you read up to the comma? The moonlight, read up to the comma.
Uh, okay, the moonlight barely penetrated the thick canopy.
Okay, that's very complicated. What is a canopy? Do you know what a canopy is? What
Yes,
is a canopy?
canopy means is like a shade or something.
Okay, so
Yeah, for
like a cover,
yeah, cover.
like a
Yes,
cover. So
yes,
if they're in a
cover.
forest, what is the canopy? What does that mean in a forest?
Uh, the branches of trees maybe.
Okay, so just a little bit of light is coming in, a little bit of moonlight is coming in from the leaves and the branches, right?
Yes,
Okay. What are the important words in the moonlight barely penetrated the thick canopy?
the moonlight and barely also
Oh,
barely and thick.
what about
Yes,
penetrate?
yes, penetrate also.
So how
Yeah,
would you say the moonlight? Which word would you emphasize in the word moonlight?
it's a moon.
Okay. And the word barely, which sound gets all of the emphasis?
Bear.
The moonlight barely.
Yeah, the moonlight barely
How about in penetrated? Where's all of the sound?
uh, penetrated. Is a pen pen
Right.
penetrated.
The moonlight barely penetrated.
The moonlight barely
And
penetrated.
then the final three words, which word is important?
Yes, the thick,
Thick. Thick. Not thick. Thick. It's got to be big.
thick,
It's long.
thick,
Thick.
thick,
The thick.
thick, thick
The
canopy. The
moonlight
thick
barely
canopy.
penetrated the thick canopy.
The moonlight barely penetrated thick canopy.
Okay. And then what is the final part of the sentence?
Every shadow seems to be shift as the suspect darted ahead.
What does that mean to dart?
No, I have no idea.
Do you
Darted.
know what darts are? Let me show you what darts are. I remember this word when we did 1984, actually. Uh, I don't remember why, but I remember that. Oh, I think they were talking about helicopters darting. Let me show you what darts are. These are darts. Do you know this game, Pancho?
Darts. Yes, yes,
What do you think? What do you
yeah.
think if something darts? How does a dart move? Does a dart move quickly or slowly?
As quickly,
Mm-hmm. So dart.
but it stops.
Go ahead. What?
Yeah, but it stops. Uh, it moves quickly,
Mm-hmm.
but yes, quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, very fast. So dart can mean like something moving very fast, like running for a person or driving very fast in a car. It depends. Or flying very fast if it's a bird or a plane. You can use the word dart to mean moving very fast. Is that pretty clear?
Yes,
Okay.
clear.
I think we're running out of time. We got to get a. I don't think we
Yeah,
can finish.
yes.
So, so what does that mean if you say the suspect darted ahead? What does that?
Uh, the suspect darted is means so. Yeah, he quickly,
Mhm. Like
quickly
ran.
jump on idea.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
ran. He ran very, very fast, like a dart. So every shadow seemed to shift as the suspect darted ahead. Okay, I don't think we can finish the story. It's getting too late. So we've got three vocabulary words to practice.
Yes.
Reaching,
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
dim, and wonder are the vocabulary words that we're going to practice. So, so let's say goodbye to our story. Goodbye, story.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Uh, let's get some definitions for these words and some example sentences, and then we'll practice pronunciation, intonation, and accentuation one last time for tonight. Okay, let me just ask ChatGPT for a little bit of help. All right. Just have to give me a second to put up the definitions and the vocabulary examples. I don't know if you're still here, David Garcia, but I don't know how to invite you. The link didn't work for you when you tried to access the link. I hope that you try again. Oh no, ChatGPT is not working. Well, that's no good.
There is another website, I can type it to you.
Oh, does it do the same thing? What is it?
Yes.
Let's see.
Do you see it? Yes.
Uh, where did you type it? Did you type it in Discord?
In YouTube chat.
Oh, on YouTube?
YouTube chat.
I don't see it yet. No.
I will write it in Discord.
Okay. Po.com.
Does it?
Let's see. Let's try that. Oh, finally. Well, okay. ChatGPT suddenly started working. So I think we can do that. Okay. So let me just put the definitions here. We've got this one. Whoops. What happened? Try that again. All right. Oh no. Oh no, now what happened? That's so weird. Everything just disappeared from ChatGPT. That's so weird. Okay, let me try again. All right. Thanks for being patient, everyone. Let's do dim. By the way, dim can also mean stupid. If you, it's kind of a, it's not nice to call someone dim, but it means they're not very. A lot of times, if you're talking about someone being smart, you can call them bright. You've probably seen that before. Oh, he's a bright person. That means smart. And it also means the opposite. Dim means stupid. So if you call someone dim, it means they don't have very much light inside of their head. All right. Uh, okay. So now we'll go to Alex. We haven't heard from Alex in a long time. Are you still there, Alex? Maybe not. Okay, well, Alex, if you want to join us, just unmute your microphone. We'll go to oh wait, you just did.
Yes, yes. Yeah, yeah.
All right. So Alex, do you want to take a look at the first sentence we have? Can you read it? What does it say? Oh wait, that's a definition. That's not the example. Oh, I
Oh,
guess I'm getting tired.
okay, this
Let
is
me.
allow,
Uh,
allow. Oop, gone.
oh, we'll make these bigger. Okay. Can you see?
Okay. The brakes of the car made a screeching noise as it stopped
What does
suddenly.
that mean? Screeching. Do you remember that word?
Yes, screeching in noise. Make a noise like
It's a very high noise. It's a noise that it's
okay.
not a noise that you would like. It's that's
So
screeching.
like the train ones.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Or imagine if you put your foot on the brakes very quickly, then your tires will maybe make a very loud sound. That's not very nice, and that's screeching. Right? Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Mhm.
Can you read the
Does it?
first? What are the first four words of that sentence, Alex?
The brakes of the car.
What are the important words in that phrase?
Brakes car.
Brakes and car. Okay. So we'll make
Mhm.
those really big when we say it. We'll say the brakes of the car, like that.
The brakes of the
The
car.
brakes of the car. Uh,
The brakes of the car.
okay. And Mohammed, can you read the next four words? What are the next four words?
Made a screeching noise.
What words do you suppose are important in that phrase?
Screeching and noise.
Okay. And in the word screeching, which syllable has all of the sound?
First one, screeching.
Screeching. Screeching. Okay, so we'll make that really long. And we'll also make the word noise very long. So made a screeching noise.
Made a screeching
The
noise.
brakes of the car made a screeching noise.
The brakes of the car made a screeching noise.
Alex, can you say that? The brakes of the car made a screeching noise.
The brakes of the car made a screeching noise.
Panchu, can you say that? The brakes of the car made a screeching noise.
The brakes of the car made a screechy
What are the
noise
final four words of that sentence, Pachu?
as it stopped suddenly.
And what are the important words in that phrase?
It's suddenly and stopped.
Okay. So, how should you pronounce the word stopped if it's important?
Stopped suddenly.
Okay, well, so we'll make the vowel sound much longer. Stopped suddenly.
Stopped
It
suddenly.
becomes much bigger, more exaggerated. And in suddenly, which syllable has all of the power?
Sud- suddenly.
No, it's not suddenly, it's suddenly.
Oh, so suddenly.
Suddenly, not suddenly, no. Suddenly. Which syllable?
Suddenly.
Sud.
Suddenly.
Yes. And it's extra long because of the D. Suddenly.
Yeah. This suddenly.
Suddenly. Suddenly. Okay,
Suddenly.
so we have the brakes of the car made a made a screeching noise as it stopped suddenly.
The brakes of the car made a screeching noise as it stopped suddenly.
Alex, can you say the whole phrase?
The brakes of the car made a screeching noise as it stopped suddenly.
Okay. And I'm going to add a little bit of music. Okay. So I'm going to make all of the important sounds high sounds, add a little music. And except
Mhm.
when we get to the final part of the sentence, we'll make these into low sounds because phrases usually end pretty low. So we'll say the brakes of the car made a screeching noise as it stopped suddenly. Can you try to say that with a little bit of music?
The brakes of the car made a screeching noise as it stopped suddenly.
Okay, Mohammed, can you try that with a little bit of music? The brakes of the car made a screeching noise as it stopped suddenly.
The brakes of the car made a screeching noise as it stopped suddenly.
Pachu, can you try to say it with a little bit of music?
The brakes of the car made a screeching noise as it stopped
The
suddenly.
brakes of the car made a screeching noise as it stopped suddenly.
The brakes of the car made a screeching noise as it stopped suddenly.
Pachu, can you make a what kind of noise car make question?
What kind of noise did the brakes of the car make?
Okay. What are the important words in your question?
The, what kind of? What
Yeah,
kind?
probably the word kind and noise.
Uh,
What kind of noise?
what kind of noise? What kind of
What
noise?
kind of noise?
What kind of
What
noise?
kind of noise did the
What kind of noise the?
did the did the what kind of noise did the
What did the? What kind of? What did the?
what kind of noise did the
Yeah. What kind of noise did the?
what kind of noise did the brakes of the car make?
What kind of noise did
Brakes of the car make?
the brakes of the car make?
Hadi is saying, who are the people reading the sentences? Those are volunteers on Discord, Hadi, and if you would like to volunteer, there's a link in the description. And what we're doing is the first two people. We're doing three. We're doing three tonight, but the first two people to volunteer once the video starts are the people who practice. So anybody can volunteer. You just have to be the first of two when the uh, video starts. Uh, Alex, can you make that question? What kind of noise did the brakes of the car make?
What kind of noise did the brakes of the car make?
Mohammed, can you?
What kind of noise did the brakes of the car make?
Okay, we know the answer. The brakes of the car made a screeching noise as it stopped suddenly. We'll just move on to number two. I'm getting tired. This is a
Yeah.
4 hour class we're doing. I'm doing shortcuts.
Yes.
All right. Alex, can you read number two? What does number two say?
Okay, just can I scroll up,
Can you see?
please? Yeah, we walked through the den hallway feeling a little scared.
Okay. And what does dim mean? Dim.
Then dim is like a very little light
Very
or
little
dark.
light. Very little light. That's right. And uh, Muhammad, we walked through the dim hallway. What are the important words in that phrase? We walked through the dim hallway.
Walked and dim.
Okay. How about hallway? Do you think that might be an important word?
I didn't hear you emphasize it. You emphasized them
Walked through
only.
the dim hallway. I don't know. I think I would. I think it's hard, because you can pick and choose whatever you want. I think I would pick hall though. I think I would say hall in a big way. Dim hallway.
Okay.
Dim hallway. I don't know. It could go either way, but let's emphasize it for fun. Okay. So how would you say this whole phrase if these are the words that we're emphasizing? How would that sound?
We walked through the dim hallway.
Dim. Try to eat your eye a little bit. Dim. Try to push that down.
Dim.
Hmm.
We walked through the dim
We
hallway.
walked through the dim hallway.
We walked through the dim hallway.
Alex, can you say that? We walked through the dim hallway.
We walked through the dim
Uh
hallway.
huh. How about you, Pachu? Can you say that?
We walked through the dim
Okay, is
hallway.
it walked or walked?
It's a walk,
Walked. Has to be
walk.
a big sound. If you go too quickly, it becomes difficult to understand the word. We walked through the dim hallway.
We walked through the dim hallway.
Hallway. Hallway.
We walked through the dim hallway.
Okay. And what are the final four words, Pachu?
It's a feeling a little scared.
Okay. And what are the important words in that phrase?
It's a little and the feeling.
Okay. And which syllable has all the power in the word feeling? Which syllable?
Hello?
Feeling. Which syllable has all?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Pachu, do you hear me? You don't hear me? Alex, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay. I don't know what's going on with you, Pachu. uh, which syllable,
Yes.
Alex,
Yeah.
has all the sound in feeling?
Feeling. E.
Feeling, right? Feel, feel. Okay. So this sounds like feeling a little scared.
Feeling a little
We
scared.
walked through the dim hallway, feeling a little scared.
We walked through the dim hallway, feeling a little
Now, is
scared.
it hallway or hallway?
Hallway,
Hallway. It's the first word. Hallway.
hall,
I think scared. I think we'll
hallway.
also emphasize the word scared. A little. Oh wait. Let me
A little scared,
let me make this small. A
a
little
little
scared.
scared, yeah,
Feeling.
a little scared,
Feeling a little scared.
feeling a little
We
scared.
walked through the dim hallway, feeling a little scared.
We walked through the dim hallway, feeling a little scared.
Mohammed, can you say that whole sentence? We walked through the dim hallway, feeling a little scared.
We walked through the dim hallway, feeling a little scared.
Okay, Pachu, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Can you make a how we feel as we walk through dim hallway question?
How do you feel?
This is in the
Wh-
past. This is in the past. How we feel.
How how did you feel?
Let's use we. Just use we. How did we?
Ho- How did we feel
Mm-hmm. As we
as we walked through the dim hallway?
again.
How how did we feel when we walked through the dim
What is the
hallway?
most important word in your question?
Also, how
Mm-hmm. Can you say how plus did plus we?
how did we
How did we? How did we?
how did we
How did
how
we
did we
feel?
how did we feel?
How did we feel as we walked through the dim hallway?
How did we feel as we walked through the dim hallway?
Uh-huh. Mohammed, can you say this with a little bit of music? We'll put high tones on all of our important sounds, except oh wait, we're doing the question. Can you make the question? I'm getting tired and confused. How did we feel as we walked through the dim hallway?
How did we feel when we walked through the dim hallway?
Okay. Uh, Alex, can you make that question? How would you say that?
How did we feel when we walk? No, sorry. How did we feel as we walked through the dim
What
hallway?
is the answer, Alex? Try to say it with a little bit of music.
Okay, we felt a little scared as we walked through the dim
We
hallway.
felt a little scared as we walked through the dim hallway.
We felt a little scared as we walked through the dim hallway.
Mm-hmm. Mohammed, how did we feel as we walked through the dim hallway? Add a little music to your answer.
We walked through the dim hallway, feeling a little
Use
scared.
high tones and low tones. We walked through the dim hallway feeling a little scared.
We walked through the hallway, feeling a little scared.
Panchu, can you try to give the answer with a little bit of music? How did we feel as we walked through the dim hallway? Pachu.
We lost touch.
I guess Pachu's disappeared. Pachu's in the land of mystery in Nepal. Okay. All right, let's move on to number 3. Okay,
Okay.
Mohammed, can you read number 3? What does it say?
The children started at the magician in wonder as he performed tricks.
What does wonder mean?
Amazed.
Yeah, but you know what it really means is you're asking yourself questions like, oh, how did he do that? That's why it means amazed, because now you're full of questions. That's like when you say, oh, I wonder if it's going to rain. That means I'm asking the question, is it going to rain? Does that make sense? Wonder means asking yourself
Yes,
questions. That's really what it means.
yes.
Alex, can you read number 3?
The children started at the magician in wonder. Sorry, the children stared at the magician in wonder as he performed tricks.
Yeah, so they're saying, "Oh, wow, how did he do that?" The
Mhm,
the question is, how did he do that? Okay.
mhm.
Alex, the first one, two, three, four. Well, just read up to magician. Read those words.
Okay. The children stared at the magician.
Okay, and what are the important words in that sentence?
Children stared at the magician.
Okay, children. And which syllable has all of the power in that word? Children.
Children, children,
It's the
children,
first syllable. Chill.
el,
Chill.
children,
Chill
chil,
is the important syllable here.
children,
Children. The children.
children, yeah.
Okay, and then we have stared, right? How would you say stared plus at plus the?
Stared at the,
Stared at the. Make
stared at the,
stare bigger. Stared at the.
stared at the, stared
The
at the.
children stared at the.
The children stared at the.
Okay, and in the word magician, which syllable has all of the sound? Magician.
J, j, j,
J. J.
magician, yeah,
Magician.
j, magician, magician, yeah.
So the whole phrase sounds like this: the children stared at the magician.
The children stared at the magician.
Hmm. Mohammed, can you say that? The children stared at the magician.
The children stared at the magician.
Okay. Pachu, are you there? I think Pachu's gone. Okay. Uh, Mohammed, what are the next four words?
In wonder as he
Okay, and what is the most important word in that phrase?
wonder,
Okay, and that word wonder, which syllable has all of the sound?
wonder, first syllable.
Okay, so how would those four words sound if you say them all together?
In wonder as he,
In wonder is he.
in wonder as
The
he.
children stared at the magician in wonder as he.
The children stared at the magician in wonder as he.
Alex, can you say that? The children stared at the magician in wonder as he.
The children stared at the magician in wonder as he
Okay, what are the final two words, Alex?
performed tricks.
Okay, and are they important words?
Yes, performed
Okay,
as he performed tricks.
okay, are they both important words?
Yeah, performed and tricks.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So performed, which syllable has all of the sound in that word? Perform.
Or, orm, orm.
Okay, all right. So how would that sound if you said it emphasizing those two sounds?
Performed tricks.
Perform.
As he performed
Okay, is
tricks.
it performed tricks or performed tricks?
Performed tricks.
Okay, is tricks an important word or not?
It's important, but it's the last one has to be like low.
Well, don't. Yeah,
Last,
so this we're just talking about rhythm right now. We're not talking about the music.
okay,
Okay, so actually, it's a very
okay.
big sound. It must be. If you say performed tricks, that's a little bit
Performed
confusing. But if you say performed tricks, make it big.
tricks.
Yeah, make it a long.
Performed trick.
Mhm.
Okay.
Performed tricks.
Perform performed
The
tricks.
children stared at the magician in wonder as he performed tricks.
The children stared at the magician in wondering as he performed tricks.
Mohammed, can you try that? The children stared at the magician in wonder as he performed tricks.
The children stared at the magician in wonder as he performed
Okay,
tricks.
now we'll add a little bit of music to it, and we'll make all these high tones. The children stared at the magician in wonder. But then when we get down here to the final part, we'll make that low as he performed tricks. The children stared at the magician in wonder as he performed tricks. Can you try to say it with a little bit of music, Mohammed?
The children started
Stared,
as the
stared,
children started
not
stared.
studied,
Okay.
stared. That's like looking.
Uh, the
Go ahead.
the children stared at the magician in wonder as he performed tricks.
Oh, I think I heard Pachu. Pachu, are you there now?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, sir. I have just freshened my mind
Yeah,
and brush and teeth my brush.
you what?
So I freshen my mind.
Oh,
I
okay. Are you okay?
yeah, fresh.
Are you back from the land
Yes,
of mystery?
yes.
Okay, can you try to say the children stared at the magician in wonder as he performed tricks?
The children started at the magician in wonder as he performed
Can
tricks.
you try that, Alex?
The children stared at the magician in wondering he performed
In
tricks,
wonder as he performed tricks.
in wonder as he performed tricks.
Uh, Alex, can you make a
Why did
okay,
why did the
okay,
children
yeah, do
stare
that. Why not? Let's try that. Why go ahead.
why did the children stare at the magician?
Okay, again.
Why did the children stare at the magician?
What is the most important word in your question?
Why the children stare
Okay. How
magician?
would you say why plus did plus the?
Why did that?
Why did the? Why did the?
Why did that?
Why did the children stare?
Why did the children
Why
stare?
did the children stare at the magician?
Why did the children stare at the magician?
Pachu, can you make that question? Ask that question. Why did the children stare?
Why did the children stare?
Why did the children stare at the magician?
Why did the children stare at the magician?
Muhammad, can you make the question
Why did the children stared at the magician?
again?
Why did the children stared at the
Are you
magician?
saying stared or stare?
Why did the children stare at the magician?
Stare at the. Stare at the.
Stare at the.
Why
Why
did the
did the
children
children
stare?
stare at the magician?
Why did the children stare at the magician? What is the answer, Muhammad?
The children stared at the magician in wonder as he performed tricks.
Alex, why did the children stare at the magician?
The children stare at the magician and wonder that he performed
As he
tricks.
in wonder as he performed tricks.
And wonder as he performed tricks.
Okay. Pachu, why did the children stare at the magician?
The children stared at the magician in wonder as he performed tricks.
All right, that is the end for today. Okay. So I think that went
Yes,
pretty
yes.
well. Our little experiment. We'll probably do that again tomorrow. I can't do Gone with the Wind tomorrow morning because I'm busy. I probably won't do that until Sunday. Okay. But I will try to be back tomorrow at the same time as today. So if you want to join me, if you want to volunteer, I hope.
We will, we,
Go ahead.
we will be waiting for
I
you.
hope so.
We will be
I
waiting
hope
for you.
so. So we'll see
Definitely,
you
definitely, Elizabeth.
tomorrow at the same time, hopefully. And thank you for participating, and thank you for your comments and questions. And I hope you come back tomorrow. Okay. Goodbye.
Okay, sir.
Thanks you, man.
Thank
Thanks.
you. Good night.